Right, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video and another new car. Can you guess what it is yet? That's right, I've gone and purchased myself a Rover Streetwise. Now this is one for myself as a winter car. Don't know if you've seen many of my driving clips down these roads, but the roads are absolutely horrendous. And they're even worse in the winter because you get potholes galore in the winter. So I wanted something that was quite small to get around the country roads, and that's got enough suspension travel that if I hit a pothole, that's not really going to make no difference. And as you see, it's got plenty of suspension travel and some nice big chunky tyres. So if you watch Project Nigel, you'll recognise this car because that's the gentleman that I bought it off, and he was absolutely good enough to bring it down and deliver it for me, which is quite a trek from Manchester area down to sunny Norfolk. So it took him a few hours. So yeah, no, really nice of him to do that. As I always say in life, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I saw this on Facebook Marketplace, and it's ideal colour because I like my ST blue, I like to call them, although this is ignition blue, but it's very similar. And just messaged him and just said, would you be able to deliver it? Yeah, no worries, this is the price. So I paid that price and that's what I got, and he delivered it today. And I've just been having a quick look around it and just seeing what I got, because I didn't go down there, I didn't see it, I just took it on face value that it is what it is, as I always do, and just go from there. So in this video we're going to have a look around the Rover Streetwise and see what we've bought. As I say, it's just stuck on face value of what it is, and obviously I see Project Nigel's videos on this, so I know roughly what I was getting. So yeah, let's dive straight in and we'll go straight on the inside and see what we need to do on this. As I say, it's a vehicle for myself, so I will be doing some work on this to tidy it up, replace anything that's broken, missing. Yeah, so we'll just go around and we'll make a list and go from there. Right, so on the inside it's all relatively in one piece. A little knob missing off the radio, but you can still adjust it, no issue whatsoever. I think in this video, one of his videos, he said the fan speeds aren't working, or it's working on 3 and 4, but not 1 on 2. So we'll have to get resistor pack, and the aircon don't work. So we'll sort that out. Missing a door handle trim. And I think we're missing the cup holder insert in that center console bit there. So yeah, as you can see, it's relatively clean and tidy. I'll probably do with some nice genuine mats. I'll see if there's any rubber mats that we can get for these, being that it's going to be a winter car. So yeah, absolutely no fuel in it though, so the next stop is going to be to probably go and get some fuel in a jerry can, rather than risk it, so it is pretty much below the red line. But yeah, anyway, 103,000 or coming up to 104,000. It's a 1.4k series. Not really much to write home about, to be honest with you. The clock don't light up, so that's another thing we'll need to sort out, because I do like to have a clock. And there's a traffic master clock as well, but obviously it hasn't got the radio, so I'm not sure how the traffic master system works anymore, if that's still active or not, I don't know, but it might be worth trying to reinstate it for a bit of originality. Nice cheap plastic, little binder. What's that got in here? The new keeper thing, MOT certificate. That is the only history that I got with the car. Again, I wasn't expecting anything anyway, so not really too bothered. The gear gate is all in good condition, which is nice. Yeah. Oh, he said another thing is that the old remotes are a bit on the funny side of what operates what. I think he said this do the central locking, and this one does the alarm and the boot release. So my guesses are that the BCU needs to be sent away. So we'd probably do that at a later time. And we've only got one set of keys, so I might get a BCU set with 2 fobs and get a couple of keys cut, and go from there. Right, so that's that bit. Yeah, we've got a little bit of damage on this seat bolster here. Again, no new about that anyway. Little bit of just dirt really. Nothing really to shout home about. Rear seats, they're all in good condition, and it's got the 4-seater version, so not got a middle seat. And the only other thing is that the headliner is sagging at the back. Front is absolutely fine, just the back is starting to sag, so we'll probably have to do a recovering of that. Again, no issue whatsoever. It's got the side opening windows. So yeah, that's about it for the inside really. Just need a good old clean, a couple of trims replaced. I might take the seat out, both the front seats out, to clean the carpets, and we'll go through a lot of proper wet vac with them. And try and get some mats. I'm not sure if you can get Streetwise mats or Rover 25 or ZR mats anymore. But yeah, we'll try and get something. If we can get it in rubber, that'd be great, because as I say, this is going to be a winter car. Right, let's go to the boot. Alright, nothing really too important to add in here. It's got a spare wheel, it's got the tool kit, so yeah, that's all in there. Got a spare air filter as well. Bosch one, it looks quite clean actually. But we're going to go through a full service on this anyway. I think he said something that the head gas has been done. Again, no evidence, and if the head gas had been done, the time belt would have been done. I would like to think anyway. So we'll just rip the cover off and just see what the time belt looks like. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get to the engine bay. Parcel shelf is got a broken clip on it, but it is what it is. Just see if we can we'll take that off actually, so we can lay that down flat and then shut that. Washer jet's missing, so we need to get a washer jet cover for that. At the minute it's got a nice little pipe on there, just squaring it to the screen. Works. Number plates are starting to delaminate, so we'll get a nice new pair of plates. I might even stick one of my private plates on actually, as we're going to be keeping it for a while. So yeah, that's the boot area. We'll just go around the outside. It's relatively clean. There's a few little marks on it, but we'll address them as and when we come. couple of screws holding that trim in. I've had my hand behind there, and the wheel arch feel okay, so I don't think there's any major rot going on there. But I might take this off so I can clean behind there, get a couple of new clips on there, and do that throughout the 4 wheel arches, just so I know they're all nice and clean, so they're not going to rot out. Down the side, not too bad, a couple of little dents here and there. Then we get to this bit, there's been some kind of repair on there. I have had my hand behind there, and it is filled with filler, unfortunately, and it's had a little bit of paintwork on there. Again, I knew that's had some sort of repair on that because it was quite clear on that. So again, I think we can get a pair of wings for like 100 quid. Turn that off. God, made me jump. Yeah, as I say, I think we can get a pair of wings for 100 quid. And they don't do streetwise wings anymore. You have to buy the Rover 25 wings, and then you drill the holes in for the body kit clips. So yeah, we can probably get a pair of wings for about 100 quid, get them painted up. We can do it ourselves with a bit of aerosol, not an issue at all. I've done that before and it's looked okay, and it isn't going to be a show car, so we're not really too bothered. So as long as it all looks nice and tidy. So yeah, a little bit of work needed there, and I think the actual wing support brackets actually rotted away as well. But apart from that, it's relatively straight. The front here, so we've got the black headlights, and the fog lights are all a bit smoky both sides, and these indicators, the old lenses are getting a bit yellow. Old badge, could do with a new badge really. Around this side, bonnet is fine. There's a couple of little tiny little crazy marks there, but we'll see if we can clean that off and polish that out anyway. Same sort of deal on this side. You can see the brown rust here, and someone's obviously filled it up and gave it a paint job to make it look a little bit better. And then obviously they've wet sanded it and then tried to polish it, because they've caught the plastic trims with the polisher. But you can still get the trims, so that's not an issue whatsoever. We'll just buy a couple of trims, and not relatively expensive either. So I think we'll just do a couple of front wings, get them painted, a couple of new clips, see if we can get rid of this rust mark here, and hopefully save that front bumper. Moving on to this door, again relatively straight. That's had look like a heavy key mark across here, and I guess whoever painted the wings has sprayed a bit of paint across there and then tried to blend it in with a bit of wet and dry and polish, but haven't really been too successful on that. So what we'll do is we'll just take that down with some wet and dry ourselves and give that a good machine polish with some proper good polish, and hopefully that'll bring that back out to a reasonable level as well. Yeah, right, the roof, again not really anything too dramatic about that. It's all in one piece. The rear bolt covers for the rails, both sides, are coming out. The front ones are fine, but the rear ones, if I can show you, they're just like a rubber cap, but they don't hold in anymore. So don't know if that's a regular occurrence on these or not, but see if we can do something with that. I don't really want to stick them in, just in case I want to take the rails off for any reason, if I want to clean or put some new gaskets in, or clean it up or whatever. So I don't want to stick them in, but might get a bit of double-sided sticky tape in the middle just to hold it in place. Or if there's another solution someone might be able to suggest to me. Yeah, oh, another thing, we need another light, because that's obviously got a bit of overspray on there, but we'll probably do 2 new front or side indicators anyway when we do the wings and the body kit and all that sort of jazz. Right, let's get up in the air and I'll show you underneath. Alright, let's have a quick look underneath. We'll start off with the wheel area. A little bit of cracking on the tyres, and the tyres aren't too... I don't even know what brand these are, to be honest with you. Mohawk? God knows, but I think we'll be looking at some different tyres anyway. Maybe go for some like gravel tyres or something like that. Off a rally car, or some all season or winter tyres or something like that. Something a bit chunky, I think, for the winter. Nothing too spectacular in there. A little bit of surface rust, but that's about it. Again on this tyre, auto grip, but seems okay. Tyre looks okay-ish. Again, a little bit of surface rust there, but nothing too major. There's a lot of dirt in the wheel arch of this car, so I think the first port of call is going to be service and a good clean, I reckon. Get around to the other side. Again, another general tyre. Again, really good tread. Don't want to get old, to be honest with you. Is there a date stamp? 2018, so it's still 5 years old. Again, a little bit of surface rust, but nothing too major. I mean, all this looks relatively okay. You know, don't look blown out as what some of them are on the ZRs and whatnot, so it'd be interesting to see what it's like behind the body kit. So I'm reluctant to do it, but I feel like I need to, if that makes sense, just to see what's behind there. All the sills look relatively good. I know you can see just a cover, but on the inside I've already looked underneath here, so I know exactly what I'm looking for now. But some places have been undersealed and some places haven't, so again, a little bit of surface rust, not anything too major. What tyre is this one? Another Mohawk, so at least we've got a pair of matching on the front. Again, they're all cracked and horrible. What date are these? 2018. So yeah, 5 years old. Weird how this is a 2018 and that's 2018, but these look like a dry rotted. So yeah, again, there's plenty of tread on it. But yeah, I think for my own peace of mind, I'd like to have a set of matching 4 on there, and we'll go something winter related anyway. So just to be on the safe side more than anything. Let's go underneath. Ooh. You see some of that. Let's stick the torch on the camera. There we go. So yeah, nice and dry underneath here. Zoom you out a little bit. I've had to zoom you in for me to put the flash on. But yeah, nice and dry underneath there. No major oil leaks whatsoever. Again, just a little bit of surface rust. No real rot. So I'm quite happy with that, considering I know how these can be. Not quite sure if there's an oil leak from the steering rack or if that's just wax oil. I don't know. I have to investigate a little bit more, but I think it's just wax oil. Underneath here, get the main torch back in there. Yeah, all really good along there. Again, it's had a little bit of under sealing done to it, so helped preserve that a little bit. So yeah, really happy with that. I think the only thing that we need to consider is the bottom ball joint boots are cracked, not leaking yet, and the outer CV boots are a little bit cracked. So yeah, that's I think we'll look into some replacements of them in the near future. But the idea is really just to get it on the road, make sure it's safe, and get it all serviced and stuff first and start using it. But yeah, it's nice to have a list anyway, just so we know for future reference. Right, let's get around the back. I'll show you around the back. Yeah, so just a little bit of surface rust, you know. These are known for rotting out, but as you can see, it's all nice and sturdy in there. Chassis rails are okay, again a little bit crusty, but not really anything to shout home about. The only thing really that I've seen is this bit in the spare wheel well. It's a little bit on the crusty side. So yeah, I can remember I had a BRM with exactly the same problem. So if you look back on my previous videos, you'll be able to see that little bit of rust repair that I had to do on that. Right, let's get down and have a look at the engine. There we go. Right, 1.4 litre K series engine. Again, no history with the car. He said to me that the previous owner said that head gasket has been done, but again, there's no history on that. I'm not going to do it out of precaution. You know, it's only going to be driven to and from work, which is 25-mile round trips, like 10 miles here or 11 miles here and 11 miles back. So yeah, if it goes, it goes. Not too far away from home. I'll get IA breakdown cover anyway. But we will give it a full service. So oil, spark plug, fuel filter. Might give it a coolant change. I haven't looked inside the coolant bottle yet because it hasn't been cool enough. So we'll have a look in a minute and see what that's like. And we'll take the cover off the cam belt and then just see what the cam belt looks like, and then go from there really. But yeah, I've ordered a few service bits, and I keep a few in stock anyway, mainly for the Fs and TFs I keep in stock. So it's just like the air filter and the pollen filter I had to get, and the fuel filters because I ran out of fuel filters. But yeah, I've ordered some service bits, so we can get on and do the service on it anyway. There's a lot of grease around the top mount. I don't really know why that is. But yeah, maybe just to prevent it rusting or whatever. So we might look at. I can remember in the history, the MOT history, it did says all springs rusty as an advisory. I don't think that's quite grounds for an advisory because I don't think it looked that bad. But we might change the springs, and then we'll see if we can get some top hats and bearings and stuff for it as well, and just change the whole lot, just so it's all nice and shiny and new. Talking of new, that looks like a new battery. Interesting mode of repair there with a self-tabber, so we'll just cover that back up, but it all looks relatively good. He hasn't left any sausages on the manifold today, which I was quite disappointed about. As that seems to be his new thing when he goes on road trips. He likes to cook things on exhaust manifolds. So I was hoping to find a little present at least. Anyway, we digress. Belt, although it looks shiny on top, that's all nice and there's no cracking or anything in the ribs. The oil looks relatively good and clean last time I looked at it. haven't checked the brake fluid. Ooh, that looks very black and dirty, that do. Hello mate, you alright? Right, sorry about that. The old snap-on man came along and relieved me of some of my hard-earned money. So yeah, anyway, brake fluid, need to change that. That's so old, I don't even know how long that's been in there. So yeah, we'll just check the old... Oh, that's alright. Probably need to be bent down a little bit more. Just check the coolant. Make sure there's no funny business in there. Looks okay. All looks nice and clean in there. Although it looks a little bit dark. Might do a coolant flush on it, to be honest with you. Coolant flush and a renew. Maybe see if I can get a new bottle, because that bottle looks rather dark and horrible. So yeah, we'll see if we can get a bottle, coolant flush, full service, and hopefully all will be good. Right, that's about it really for this car. So as I said, it's as described. I took it on face value. Yeah, just gone around it, just making a list really of things that we can repair, fix, any future problems that might come apparent. Yeah, and then we'll just give it a good old service. It'll look like the old rocker cover gasket is leaking a bit, so we'll do a rocker cover gasket on that as well. We've got to take the cores out, do the plugs, so there's only a few 8mm bolts and that'll come out anyway. So yeah, just bought it on face value. Obviously I've seen the videos, it is what it is. So yeah, we'll make sure it's all fully serviced. We'll get some tyres on it. We'll see if we can clean up the paint as much as we can, and then we'll look at getting the front wing sorted. And that's about it really. I'll shut this bonnet down. Yeah, so I'm really happy with the purchase at the minute, and again I'd like to say thank you to Paul for delivering it to me, and I think his buddy Boaty, I think his name was, they do some videos together on the Project Nigel channel. But yeah, we're gonna tidy this all streetwise up, go through a load of bits, make it a nice presentable car, and then we're going to see if we can get some of the ultra rare add-ons, so like the light covers, the bull bar thing, or the nudge bar at the front, the rear diffuser bit, yeah, and just make it a really tidy example. See if we can get another seat. Obviously if that was just that bit there, we could colour that in, but because of that tear there, I think we'll see if we can get another seat or seat back cover at least. I mean, should be able to. No, we can't because it's a two-door. But I was thinking about getting a passenger seat and just swapping the covers over. But obviously, it's got the thing in there for the to leave the seat forward. Right. Anyway, I'm waffling on a bit now. I think the next thing to do is we will get it off the ramp. We'll get it outside, and we'll get it to a petrol station. Chuck some fuel in it, and we'll go for a little jolly down the road. Right, what do I think about the little Rover Streetwise on the road? Yeah, it's right actually, to be honest with you. Exactly what I want it to be. A couple of things that I've noticed while driving it. The intermittent wipe don't work, so I think it's a problem with the BCU, the old Pectron body control unit thing. One of the relays are probably gone, so we'll have to sort that out. But that's it really. The tracking's out slightly. You can't see that because I haven't got my GoPro mounted in here, so you're just on the screen mount on my phone at the minute. But yeah, tracking slightly out. I did notice it has had a track rod end put in at some point. That looks quite recent. And we got the local school hold up of buses. Yeah, but no, it's okay. So we'll get past these buses and we'll get a move on, but you'll see why I wanted one of these cars for the winter, because the roads are absolutely atrocious. So yeah, right, let's get moving again. Right, we're clear of the buses. We might catch them back up in a minute. So we're sort of like on a main road at the minute. But yeah, drives nicely. There's no knocks, bangs or anything. There's a little bit of a rattle coming from behind the instrument cluster, which is a little bit annoying, and the old clutch pedal creaks a little bit. But apart from that, it's really a nice smooth drive. It's only a 1.4, so I'm going to set the world on fire with its performance, but it's doing everything that I want it to do. You know, it's taking up all these little bumps, you know, with all the compliance and the suspension and the tyres, and it's not wrecking some of my more performance orientated cars, shall we say. As I say, coming into winter, these roads do get quite bad with potholes, and they have to resurface this road. They resurface this road once a year because of all the potholes. So they come around and they chuck all the stuff in the potholes, and then a few days later they then just chuck a load of gravel on top, and they do that once a year. So that gives you some indication of how bad these roads get. But yeah, it's doing exactly what I want it to do. Nice and quiet and smooth. You can probably hear that rattle, and if I hold the instrument cluster glass, it then stops. So it might just be a case of just taking that out and just reseating it, or putting a little bit of foam around or something. But yeah, we'll carry on a little bit further and I'll show you more to the rougher roads once we come out of this village. Right, we're now coming out of the village now, and that's where things get a little bit treacherous. A little bit tight as well. And a lot of these cars that come towards you on these roads, they go way too fast. It's like this van here, look. Blind corner, bloody bomb around at 50 miles an hour in a big van. You know, if I was in a big van, that'd be one of us is going into the bush, scraping our mirrors anyway. But hey ho. Yeah, so as I say, it's not going to set the world on fire with performance, but it's more than enough to trosh down these old country roads in at 50-60 miles an hour. I'm just going to let it play, and you know, you'll see what I'm talking about with all the potholes and the divots in the side of the road, and all the verges that are just chewed up because people are having to use it as escape roads, letting cars past and lorries past and tractors past. So I'll just let you play, and we'll catch up back up here when we get to our destination. Come on, Mr. Pheasant, get out the road. Come on. You'll probably see on the screen the amount of compression the suspension is given going up and down some of these dips. And again, if someone comes towards me, one of us is going to have to go up the verge and into the bank, or reverse up. But again, there isn't really anywhere to reverse up to, apart from to the end of the road. Right, conclusion then. What do I think of the little Streetwise? Yeah, absolutely love it. Just does exactly what I want it to do. There's a few little bits and pieces that we need to sort out, get ready for winter. It's raining the other day, and or last night on the way home, and the wipers just smear. So definitely need a set of wipers. Need to sort out that intermittent wipe as well. So I think we'll be sending the BCU off to be relayed, shall we say, and we're going to see if we can get another fob as well. So we've got 2 sets of keys. But yeah, I'm really happy with the car. As I say, it does exactly what it says on the tin. Again, massive thank you to Paul for taking that long journey to drop it off to me. As I say, if you don't ask, you don't get. Asked the question and he said yes, so I was very happy with that, because I really didn't have the time to go and pick it up all the way from Manchester, because it is a whole day, and I do run a business as well, so it's yeah, trying to fit everything in one day is a bit of a challenge, shall we say. But yeah, really happy with the car. I'm not going to go on too much. A few little bits and pieces to do, so I think the next thing we need to do really is to get some tyres on and get it serviced, and get it tracked. So that will be hopefully in the next episode for the little streetwise, and I will just finish the video off with just a few little exterior shots of the car. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh look, little metro. Woohoo.